As launch day draws near, my eyes are turning towards how we're going to play Daggerheart online. There's no virtual table, so it looks like I gotta make one myself. So I'm kind of in uncharted territory here with Daggerheart, at least playing Daggerheart online. Now, I don't have a formal group put together yet, but my eyes are turning to how exactly I'm going to play Daggerheart online. Now, it is known that Demiplane is the sort of home of Daggerheart at the moment, but Demiplane isn't a virtual table, at least not entirely a virtual table. I mean, you have a great character generation tool set with Demiplane, but they haven't integrated Daggerheart into the Roll20 platform, which is their proper virtual table that now that Roll20 owns Demiplane. But I'm going to show you how to use Owlbear Rodeo to play Daggerheart. It's got a great tool set. It's got the ability to upload custom icons, custom tokens, and also a dice roller built right in, which supports multiple different type of dice types and colors. You'll see what I mean. Let's dive in and let's show you how you can use Owlbear Rodeo to play Daggerheart online in 2025. Now, just like any virtual table, you're going to find that there are things you're going to need to learn to make best use of the table itself. Now, Owlbear Rodeo, like a lot of the VTTs, do have a free subscription and a premium tier subscription that's going to allow you to have more features. The nice thing about it, though, is that it's very quick and easy to get into Owlbear Rodeo. So let's just jump in and I'm going to show you what I've got created. Now, the table you see in front of you is actually going to be a table that I've already prepped for Daggerheart. Rather than just starting from scratch and show you all the minutiae of how I had to set this up, I'll just walk you through what I've already got in place. Now, the free tier of Owlbear Rodeo doesn't allow you to actually create custom backdrops. As well, you have a limited amount of rooms that you can create. Think of rooms as your games. But in setting this up, I've gone and created my own background. Now, this is for more or less the sort of visual template for my game. Now, unlike other VTTs and other games, I'm actually not going to be using a grid-based system where I'm moving tokens around. I'm not going to be utilizing dynamic lighting, line of sight, that sort of thing. My Daggerheart table is simply going to be a recreation of what my table might look like if I was playing Daggerheart at home. Now, of course, as we know, there are a plethora of tokens that Daggerheart uses to represent different elements of the game. I've gone ahead and created the graphics for these already, and you'll see here that I have a pile of fear tokens, I have a pile of hope tokens, and I also have some action tokens. As I mentioned in my last video, Daggerheart currently is in playtest mode, so I don't have access to the full game. There are rules that have changed, and I have been notified that the action tracker is no longer a part of the current iteration of the rules. So we'll have to see how that plays out when we get a hold of the game. Right now, this is my table. You can zoom in and out, and I went with a very sort of storytelling-esque style, a hardwood table, and very minimalistic design. I've incorporated some other elements, so the duality dice up in the corner, just to give it some flavor, and of course the Daggerheart logo right in the middle. Now, one of the key things of Owlbear Rodeo is that you can actually go and add widgets. Widgets allow you to sort of tweak the game in different ways and add trackers or combat things. But like I said, my focus for Daggerheart is going to be on the storytelling aspect of it. Really, what I need at the end of the day is I need a functional system that allows for dice rolling. Dice rolling is the heart of Daggerheart, and especially with their duality dice, it does throw a little bit of a wrinkle when it comes to other virtual tabletops. Not a lot of virtual tabletops out there allow for multiple colors of the same dice roll. In fact, a lot of the tables don't have the ability to distinguish between two different dice in the same roll. Well, luckily Owlbear Rodeo has a solution. So up in the top here, I'm going to pop out my dice tray. And that's one of the cool things that I like about Owlbear Rodeo is they're leaning into the aesthetic of playing D&D or playing any other role-playing game at a table. You're going to see here that you have an option to pop out all of your dice. And if you go down here and click on the double icon, it actually pops out all the dice that you have available. Now, thankfully, Owlbear Rodeo has populated their pre-dice selection with a variety of colors and designs. So, as we know, duality dice represent two different colors on the table. I'm going to show you what it looks like when you pick duality dice in Owlbear Rodeo. I'm going to choose that dice for one. I'm going to scroll down here and I'm going to choose a red dice for the other. And of course, you'd want to talk to your Dungeon Master or your Dagger Master and indicate which one's going to be your hope and which one's going to be your fear. But as you can see here, I actually have two different dice colors populated in the same tray. I'm going to go ahead and roll them so you can see what those look like. Very crisp, clean animation. Pops the result up at the top there. You click on it and it'll show you the breakdown for each one. So this is actually visible to all players in the game. You can actually select the player to send it directly to them, or down in the lower right-hand corner, you'll see a little pop-out dice tray for anybody who's logged in. This makes playing Daggerheart very simple. As far as using Owlbear Rodeo itself to actually run and facilitate your games, you'll see down at the bottom here that there's a list of categories. These represent the tokens that you can pull onto the table itself. So as you see here, I've gone and created tokens already, and here would be a player token, for example. You have the ability to archive all of these right in Owlbear Rodeo. So by clicking on characters, you can have a pre-done list of tokens and such that you're going to bring into the game. In addition to characters, there's different things like attachments. I have all of my tokens there for that. There's even cards, anything that you want to drag into the game that you can create outside of Owlbear. They have different categories, props. So for example, in Daggerheart, there's different cards that get used. I can put those cards right into Owlbear Rodeo, and I can bring them into my game by just pulling them in. So again, Daggerheart being very intensive with some of the manipulables, cards, tokens, etc. You can actually put those right in Owlbear Rodeo and bring them out onto the table as needed. And then lastly, of course, there are a section for maps. Now, I am not implementing maps as far as tactical grid-based map. But if you as a GM decided that you wanted to utilize Owlbear Rodeo in this manner, the table is set up for grid-based combat as well. You'll see here up in the top right-hand side, there's different elements that facilitate that. I just find that using a theater of the mind sort of approach that Daggerheart kind of leans into, having a table that has 3D dice rolling and the ability to import customizable tokens is a real benefit. So that's my quick overview of how to use Owlbear Rodeo with Daggerheart. It's a very quick and easy process. Wasn't designed to be too intensive. So if you have any questions about how to set up a Daggerheart table, give me a shout, drop some comments there, and I'll do my best to reply back to them. And look for ongoing coverage of Daggerheart and how I'm going to bring this amazing game to my virtual audience. Hope you're all excited to play Daggerheart, and we'll talk to you soon.
Before you go, I need your help. I'm trying to grow the exposure of what we do here at Maverick Games. My goal is to actually bring information to parents and students for fun, academics, and even support of neurodivergency. Please subscribe and make sure you click on those notifications. I don't do paid ads or sponsorships. I hope that you can find content here that's enjoyable for yourself and maybe others. Thank you very much, and thanks for tuning in.